Hey guys, it is Greg again. Looks like the markets got hammered. Obviously today, and everybody thinks it's all going down to 24,000 or 20,000, 10,000, wherever they're saying it's going. I still don't think so. I still don't think so, guys. I'm going to do something and go more on a positive note because just to see where everything is ending up. I do think we're coming to an end of a correction here in the next 60, 90 days or something like that. That's my time frame right now, guys. So considering the circumstances, I'm going to go over some coins with you. Considering the circumstances and what, let me wait for what Bitcoin has done with this significant dump that it's done. I show you some of these coins. It's not over yet. I don't want to jump the gun because sometimes the coins will dip even more even after the fact, but some of these coins have actually held up fairly well. I was kind of surprised after Bitcoin's dump. So here's a count I'm gonna stay with. I think that this was a Y wave here, went up for an X like that, and it's dumping on this Y. And then this whole thing, let me go out to the 3 hour. Give it a second to populate. And that whole thing is would be the W like that. Okay. Now these can always move, you know, obviously over here, but at some point, there's going to be another bounce. And then it'll be down for the Y or something like that. Is still what I'm going to say with Bitcoin. Might be a little bit of a bounce like that. Who knows? Maybe not much of a bounce or something like that is what I'm going to stick with. And so here's that W, and then let me go out to the weekly on Bitcoin. Actually, it looks pretty good for the Y leg. That's what you want. So this would be the W, like this. Up there would be the X. And I would expect it somewhere in this area, just to get an estimate on that Y leg, that W leg to the Y leg, somewhere like that, guys. Still sticking to that. You know, now whether it comes down here and bounces and ends up in the box, but still this box area is what I'm looking for over the next 30, 60, 90 days or something like that. Okay, guys. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Even though everybody says, you know, it's like, it's all going down. But considering the circumstances, I was just going through some other coins and just looking at them, like here on the weekly. Fantom, Solana, Harmony One, you know, just looking at them. I want to go over DOT. You know, DOT is right at that area where it's right at that area where it tested these 14s lows. And with DOT, I think that this ABC now could be right there like that. And it just needs to swing down like that. Something like that on DOT. And then that's the area I'd be looking for DOT's correction to be finally ending up and break those lows. And then you go out to the daily, come down here and bring that RSI all the way down here. The lowest it's ever been on DOT. And if it does that, If it swings down and does that, and it's low. If it's up here in this area, it's no good. But if it comes down to below this and this move down here, that'll be good for DOT. So that's just some of the things I'm looking at on DOT. What was the other coin? I was looking at Sandbox, and you know, under the circumstances, so you see Sandbox is still holding up well, and I'm looking at these retracements just to see if there's corrections coming in on the daily and weekly. So I'm going to take that third wave, and you know, if you take a look at that, and you know, it's right, it hit that 382 almost, and it's holding up. Not to say that the correction is in, because there's still divergence, so it probably needs one more swing and bring that back down. It'll probably be in this area, in that box, and then have this down there, and that correction could be over with. You know, see, it hit the 7.8, take it off log, it hits the 786, nice. So that's good. That's, in my opinion, that's good for Sandbox. It's coming, in my opinion, it's coming near its bottom somewhere. And same thing with the other coins. So if I go out to, let me take a look at Fantom. Right here on Fantom. And take a look at this whole retracement. You see that's 786. So Fantom might need to pop down to that 36 cents to get out of here. To get out of here and finish this correction. Let me just do the that's the whole wave. That's the whole wave. Yeah, I got to do the whole wave, guys, because that's the whole cycle for Fantom. But considering circumstances, I was looking at Fantom, and you know, so far, you know, it's not coming down to break that low, and that RSI, it might get down below there on the on this 30-minute chart. Let's see what it's doing on the 8-hour. Look at that. Look how deep it went. Look how deep that went. Let's check it out on the 12-hour. Yeah, that went pretty deep, guys. Check it on the daily. Yeah, that went pretty good on Fantom. Check it on the weekly. It's not good enough on the weekly. So yeah, Fantom probably needs to come down. Here's its cycle. Here's Fantom's cycle. You can see it right there. Something like that. No, something like that on Fantom. Fantom cycle. Something like that. There to there, it came back, did a retest, and it's going back down. So yeah, Fantom's coming up into that area. I'd start scouting bottoms on these coins personally, guys. That's what I'm going to be doing. You know, even though everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's no good, no good. And I just don't think that's the case, guys. I mean, look how well Ethereum's holding up, man. You know, you have to give Ethereum credit here. You know, it's still sitting at what, over 2,700. And here's my box area on Ethereum for some either local bottom. Look at that. Let's check it out on the daily. Okay, that's no good. That's no good for Ethereum. Let's see here. So yeah, this would be a 3-wave swing. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Ethereum's going to need to come back around up and swing back down and take that RSI out. Let's see here. Okay, that's the cycle right there. Here's Ethereum's cycle. Already came back on a retest, more or less. It's coming back down. It's coming back down here. You need to get Ethereum back down here on the weekly. So it's got a little bit more to go, guys, like 60, 90, maybe even a little bit longer on to get these corrections over with, is my guess, just looking at it. You know, considering the circumstances too, I mean, look at Ape Coin. Ape Coin held up pretty darn good, in my opinion, I think. You know, it still hasn't broken a sequence. Look how low that went. So GMT finally dumped. But you got to take a look, see what GMT did on like the 4-hour. Look at that. It reset its whole cycle. It reset its whole cycle. Now it can move again. You see down there? Oh yeah, it reset its whole cycle. So GMT can go bullish again. But it did a dump, you know, so that's probably all this bearish divergence right here on GMT is probably resolved from that move down here. So, you know, Solana, you know, I was looking at Solana too, and then, you know, just saying that there's more of a correction needed, and looking at coins like Solana. You know, Solana, I don't think is corrected enough. If you take a look at it here on, let's go to the weekly. You take a look at the weekly here on Solana, and let's just say, I got to go down here, wherever this one started, I got to get down there, you know, in this area. I think, yeah, I think that's the end of it. You see on Solana, it's not deep enough. It's not deep enough on Solana yet. It needs to get down there. So you see these coins are still holding on, but this, like Solana, is another one. It needs to get down a little bit lower. That's the issue that I'm seeing with some of them. Just looking at the overall coins, guys. You know, even, I mean, look at Illuvium here on the this is the weekly. That's where it started. You know, that's over 90%. It's over 90% on Illuvium. Over 90% on that, on Illuvium. So, you know, these coins are coming up on to finish up a correction. Just you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum seem like they're not done. A couple other coins seem like, you know, they're still not wanting to get down. You know, Near Protocol's another one. It needs to come down more to finish its wave. You know, wave 1 here to come in and correct for cycle wave 2 over here in this area. So it still needs to drop. So we need something in Bitcoin in the markets to get these other coins to fall. And what will happen is, like, the coins that weren't near the correction. So like you see, and a good example here is Sandbox. So you have Sandbox, right? It's probably near its correction, because I'm not saying it's done. I'm just saying it's somewhat close to it. just because it didn't dump. So these other coins, they need to dump. Let's look at Sol Phantasma, see what it's doing. You know, so it's holding on a little bit. You know, it's holding on, not too bad. Let me go out to the 4-hour. You know, let's see here. What do I have? Let me go to the daily. And Sol Phantasma, just checking it out, looking at it. You know, there's Sol Phantasma on the daily. You know, did a nice wave, a wave 1 up. Let me get rid of that. Let me see. This would be, where would be? Yeah, 3, 4, 5. So nice wave up right there. And then you just take it off log and check it. You know, look at that, guys. You know, that's what you want to see in this area. This start hitting the 90% and then coming down maybe even this area. So what will happen with a coin like this is it will just be in this area for a long time. And those other coins need to correct. So, you know, maybe this coin will go down maybe 35 or 40 cents possibly, you know, and go down there briefly and then pop back up. But that's kind of what I'm looking at, because I'm kind of looking at for a correction to be finished, you know, for some of these coins, and looking at it more from a bullish point of view right now. Because it's going to happen. It's going to turn around, guys. This correction will finish up and it will turn around. How good so like Theta, let's see, Theta. I got Theta on there. You see Theta off of log. Some of you guys are following Theta. It's a coin that I just found out about. I don't even know anything about the coin, but you know, its fourth wave correction will be coming up in that area. And you just take it off log and you're looking at it now. Just right in that area is what you're going to want to see right there, that $1.50 area. So it's coming up too. It's coming up too. It needs to go down a little bit more, you know, and just looking at it from the other coins, then that's what makes me think that Bitcoin is, you know, it's here. And I just don't think it's going to be going down to 24,000. I mean, it could wick down there, but I'm just thinking somewhere in this area, get this go down a little bit farther in that 30, low 30s areas. I still think 28-ish to 33 is what I'm still going to, you know, sticking with. And just looking at the other markets, and then the DXY, which I've gone over before, you guys can, you want to keep an eye on the DXY and what it could do. And, you know, it could be working on the end of that wave right there. You know, that could be that third wave coming in. It creates that necessary divergence to say, okay, we know that that's complete now. This fourth wave, and it has one more push on a fifth wave. And depending on how aggressive it gets, it's probably going to be about as long as this wave here, maybe a little bit longer, like that. And, you know, wherever it corrects to, and push up on a fifth like that, something like that. And then that wave will be complete. And then the DXY can go into something like this. So I know everybody's all bearish, 100%. And of course, right now, the trend still is down. And obviously, you're going to be shorting more than you're going to be longing in this market. I'm just looking at other coins, trying to get an idea of, it just seems like to me that they're coming up and finding they're getting near their bottoms, in my opinion. So that's just what I think right now. I'm keeping my eye on it. So, all right, guys, that's the end of my video of everything I'm going over and just checking it out on the other coins, trying to get an idea of what's happening. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, if Bitcoin is going down to this 20,000 level, then the whole idea that this right here, if you come out to the weekly like this, and the whole idea of this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is out. If it comes down to these areas, that whole idea is out. But the good news for that would be, since this is so high on the RSI, it would be a different count. So you would have actually a really bullish count. So you'd have something like 1, 2 like that, and this 3 would be up here. You'd have a count like this, a 1, 2, you know, and then you'd have this count, and then a 1, and then the 2 would be down here, something like that. You'd have some sort of count, and then this would be coming down to these levels like that. So if Bitcoin does go down to those levels, which I still don't believe it, not yet, until we're there, it would be actually more of a bullish count. The only issue would be is that this 1 would be kind of like maybe like that, you know, your 1, 2 there. And it'd be something like that. And then this 2 would be coming way down there. So you'd have to change the count. But if it does that, if it stays in that area, then it's actually on the short term, it would be worse, because this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it'll have that massive dump right here. So just all depends on how you want to look at it. You know, if you're short term, you want to gain short term, you want this to be a 4th wave and it'll pop up. You know, so you want the count to be like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a 5, primary wave 5. So it would be primary, and then this here would be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, guys. So, all right, that's the end of my video. Just going over everything, and you know, you guys that were in shorts and shorted that, hey man, congratulations, man. You made a real lot of money today. I exited out before that pump happened, and then, you know, I never got back in. I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. So it was kind of uncertainty for me, and I didn't want to do it. But anyhow, good job, guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching my video. Peace.